Alright, what's going on YouTube? Today we got a mid to low tape, low tape, we'll do a low tape. Today we got a low tape, it's been a while since I made a video, but we're back, we ain't really with y'all too long, I'm gonna show y'all my steps and processes, and we're just gonna get straight into it.
I ain't capping, if I said it, I done it, I get description, get the I ain't never going back to like 2018, I was rapping, when talking about nothing.
So obviously the first thing that you want to do is comb everything out. Are you going to be cutting everything underneath here down or no? Yeah, like just like I asked. Alright. So we're going to be cutting everything down just to a certain length. We won't take it down too low, but you know, just enough to where it looks good, because this top piece is longer than, you know, the sides and the back and stuff like that. So what we're going to do now, or what we're doing, is just combing everything out. The comb lifts everything from up off of the scalp. A brush, if you used to use a brush, that's why you need a brush and a comb, or just get a 2-for-1, a brush comb. I don't have my brush comb right now, it's still at the other location. So, comb lifts everything up off of the scalp, and a brush packs everything down. You don't want it to be compact whenever you're brushing something down, because cutting something down, because you may cut, you know, hairs that you don't necessarily want to cut, and we don't want that to happen. So the clipper that we're going to be using is the Wall Detailer. Boom! Wall Detailer Special Edition, all metal, all silver, gold, yeah. So we're going to throw on our, let me turn this off, 1.5. 1.5, we're gonna zoom in the camera for y'all. We're gonna start closing, we're gonna start with the lever close. Lever close leaves less hair, lever open leaves the most hair. Hopefully y'all getting, I'm talking a little bit fast. And we're gonna start by going with the grain, cutting everything down. With the grain. We're still keeping some hair, not really cutting it down too low. A 1.5 is a nice place, or a nice spot to start cutting the hair down with, and keeping it dark at the same time. A one guard would, it would keep it low, but it would be probably too low for his comfort. And we're gonna continue to do this all throughout the head on both sides. So cutting somebody's hair down, whenever you finish and whenever you get done, you do want to possibly turn the client to the mirror, ask if he's, you know, if that's a good height or whatever or whatnot. It's always good to make sure that you're doing exactly what the client wants and not what you want to do. That's a big part. Let me, y'all boys look at me. Raise her up a little bit. Boom. But it's important to do what the client wants and not what you want, man. I might turn my client to the mirror. I've already cut his hair about 2-3 times before, so I already really know what he wants. So this is a good height for him. You just ask him, is this okay, is this a good height? But if you're not too sure, if the client's not too sure about the, you know, the certain length, if it's wave length, if you're doing waves up top or something like that, or if you're doing something as simply as what I'm doing right now, you want to make sure you start off with a bigger guard. A number 2 guard would have been a safe spot. A number 2 guard, I know from his hair length, a number 2 guard wouldn't have really done nothing at all. But I would take it down to a number 2 guard, kind of feel this, get a feel for his head, ask him, take it down with a 1.5. If it's not comfortable with a 1.5, if the client's not comfortable with a 1.5, then go down with a 1 guard. So, guys will appreciate that. Alright, so what we're going to do now to establish our taper, we're going to set in this first foundational guideline, and the rest of the taper kind of stems from this one point. Let me cut this off on the side right here. And remind you, we're using the clippers like this, not like this. You can use it either way. We're going to do this side like this. For low taper, all we do, boom. That's all you have to do for a low taper to set in that first guideline. We're going to zoom in a little bit more so y'all can see. Turn our client a little bit more. And it's all you have to do. Do that one little line, cut off everything underneath that. But keep in mind, whenever you're doing something like this with the trimmer, setting in that first guideline, which is a little bit right there. Thank you, thank you, thank you. It's always harder to get this line out. I would say you would need 0 gap clippers to take that line out. I've tried doing it I've tried taking the line out with my trimmers, but I don't really have much success, because I've always seen like the trimmer line, no matter if I, you know, tried to take it out or when I put the line in with for real. So that's something y'all want to keep in mind. It's a lot harder with this trimmer, man. Especially mine's are like 100% 0 gap. So And then for this back taper right here, we're sending this guideline kind of straight, but kind of has like a little curve to a little tilt. This tilt right here will bring out these two lineups whenever we get to that point. Y'all gonna see, y'all gonna like it. Same thing for this side. And for this video, we will only be showing y'all one side, but we do the same exact thing. No matter who's in the chair or whatever, we do whatever side of the taper. I like to do this side. I like to start off on the client's right side of the face. Then I revert back to this side, and I'm matching them, making them two identical. And then I move back here to the back taper, and that's when we finish it off at. For this process, for the tapering process, what I like to do, I like to do a process of down fading. So what we're gonna use our brush now. Brush everything down, tilt your head kinda to the side, just like that. You might have to ask your client's head to be tilted just so you can get those positions that you want. We're gonna start with the lever all the way open. All the way open leaves the most head, and we're just gonna go straight up. But we really want this line to kind of stand out and this back line. So we're gonna start curving it like this. Just like the slightest bit. And this is our second foundational guideline. And boom, we're gonna start closing our lever and moving down in the fade till we get to all the way close right there. Close the lever a little bit, brush, make sure you're brushing. Move down in the fade, close the lever a little bit, brush. Same exact process. It might not look like much right now, but you're gonna see when the fade gets completed. Around the 1 guard is where this process tends to start like taking off for real. So because we cut down everything with the 1 guard all the way, a 1.5 guard all the way closed, what we're gonna start with our 2 guard just to debulk all this. You can be safe and start with the lever all the way open because we're about to start our fading down process. So 2 guard, a lot of people will start fading with the guard that they took the hair down with, and that'll create a lot of bulk up top, and the taper wouldn't look complete. Or it'll look like a taper, then hair, and then the top. We don't want it to look like that. We want it to flow. This is our artwork, this is our canvas. We want the hair to flow. Close the lever a little bit, and all we're doing with this guard higher than with the guard that we cut the hair down with, we're just making it flow a lot better. We're just removing all of this bulk. All of this bulk is necessarily dark hairs up here, or like a cluster of hairs that's like gathered up just to make this area look dark. And we do not want that. And just because I know this is a guard higher, I know that it will not do anything or affect the way that I'm trying to, you know, make my taper happen or whatnot. Y'all, it's been a while since I did a voiceover like this in person, so we're gonna put on a 1.5 guard. Every guard that we put on there, we're gonna start with the lever all the way open. The lever all the way open is closest to the bottom portion of the clipper. Not the top, this is all the way closed, the bottom portion of the clipper. Start the lever all the way open, and we're just starting off from right here and working our way down. Just like that, close the lever, move down in the fade. Same exact steps, same exact process. It's a very, very quick process, y'all. Once y'all get the hang of this, y'all can add speed behind it, and y'all can move just as fast as I do. And y'all can already see the taper kind of blending together, I would say. 1 guard. We're gonna zoom in a little bit more for y'all so y'all can see a little bit better. All the way open, just like that. And reminder, I'm using the corners of my clipper. The reason why I'm using this corner of my clipper, so I don't affect or touch this one spot right here. I don't want to fade or take that down more than you know what's intended, because I need this area to bring out the C cup right here. A lot of people, they fade a low taper or a mid taper like a high taper, and that's 100%. I would say it works, but like this way is a lot better. It makes the taper, it makes the lineup stand out a little bit more. So lever all the way closed. You can point cut. Basically open up your clipper halfway or closing it halfway and just detail it. Breaking up individual pieces of hair. The little clusters that we were talking about, it can be in the blend. So you want to break up and divide those pieces of hair. Boom, just like that. Now we're going to move down to our smallest guard, and this is the 1.5. Finally got it right. We ain't gonna mess it up this video. All the way open, and we're just making sure we're taking out this last guideline right here. And this is the guideline that's in between our first and our second guidelines that we had set, and we're just slowly just taking that out. Use our corners, Now what we can do, we can take our guard off, level all the way open, and just point cut. Dividing all these little pieces of hair, breaking it down, breaking this taper down to how we want. Taking control. We're gonna do another form of detailing, level all the way open. And this is a little bit more advanced. This smoothens out the hair. This smoothens out the blend, bro. You wanna do this in the same exact direction as the taper is going, or the hairs are trying to go. And look how much smoother this helps bring out that taper, bro. Point that a little bit more. Just like that. And look how clean this taper came out. We are now done with the taper. May need to point cut right there. But we are now done with that taper. Look how nice and clean that taper looks. Now I'm about to do the same thing to the other side, and then we're gonna revert to the back. It may be hard for y'all to see because the sun is coming in at the same exact time, and I do have a different filter on my camera. So remember how I use the left side for this right side? Now for this left side, I'm gonna be using this right side, right there. So I can only get the things that I need to get. All right, y'all, so obviously the first thing we're gonna do, we don't switch up our steps on this channel. We like to keep it nice and simple, and y'all will get I'm showing y'all this live, so y'all will get the same exact, you know, the same exact outcome that I did if you just put in the time, put in the work. Patience is key, y'all. So level all the way open. It matters. All right, let me tell y'all this. So I'm going off of this, of how thick to make these guidelines, based off of my client's head shape, his neck width, even how much room I have to work with on the sides for the side tapers. It's all on your judgment. That's why we evolve this. We just do things accordingly to how our client or how our canvas looks, and what's this, imagine like, we're gonna say like molding. Imagine like each different head is just like molded differently. We're gonna have to paint a certain way, or I don't know if y'all know about art. Maybe that's a bad way of explaining it. I'm not too sure. We're gonna start by fading down now, closing our level slowly and moving down in the fade. But every single head shape is different. Everybody has, some people have thicker hair, some people have thinner hair, so you have to work accordingly. Somebody that has thinner hair, you would make the guidelines a lot smaller just so you could bring out that graduation and that taper on the back, if that makes any sense. Because some people, whenever you do like the level all the way open with this guard, once you do that level all the way open, bro, it's like the hair just disappears. I don't know if you ever had that happen to y'all before, but I've had that happen a lot. Some people, you need to skip this step and go straight to a one guard. But just for this haircut, or if y'all do want to follow through the processes of every single haircut, which you most definitely can, just determine how thick you need to make the guideline. On this client, we did about 1/2 inch. So it's all up to you, bro. It's all up to you. Level all the way open with this 2 guard, and we're just debulking all this out. Debulking all of this hair, just like that. Brushing everything down, going down in the fade, debulking still, till we get that look that we want. Boom, all the way closed, and this should debulk the majority of the area that we needed to debulk. Just as simple as that. Boom. Move this camera up for y'all right there. All right. So when I have I might need to, like, you know, turn my client or whatnot. Put it down right there. Half guard. Level all the way open. Go up exactly where we left off from the 2 guard. And y'all don't be scared to cut hair. Just go out there if you're a beginner. Time and patience, man. Literally. It doesn't come overnight. Some develop more quicker than others. That's okay. That's okay. That's okay. Being good at cutting hair doesn't, you know, necessarily mean that you'll get all the clientele. It's all like a little package. I'll explain the package later, like in a private video for my members only. So on just how to build clientele, how to, you know, make people stay. Location of shop, or if you're trying to choose a shot for yourself, what would be the best place? What type of situations? Y'all could DM me on Instagram. My Instagram should pop up. But y'all could DM me on Instagram and I'll screenshot y'all's questions and I can answer them, and I'll shout your name out and answer them in a private video for members only. Instagram does have members and you can subscribe. So that's something I'm looking to do. I'm probably gonna make that as soon as this video, probably like 2 weeks after this video is out, I'm probably gonna make my members and start my members only channel. Our members only feature, I wanna say. Just like that. One guard. Level all the way open. Let me turn my client, make sure everything is good. Right there. Level all the way open. And we're picking up where we left off from with our half guard. Don't worry about all this at the top. All this will be blended in with the rake down technique. That's my other technique. And y'all, it's important that y'all keep the same exact steps and processes. And I preach this all the time, no matter what type of person and what type of hair texture that I have sitting in my chair. I always use the same exact techniques. The same exact technique I'm showing you on this taper, I'm also doing that on a all-around fade, on a burst fade, on a burst taper. I'm doing all these steps on the same exact, on different, canvases and whatnot. So I'm trying to tell y'all this is one of the most simplest ways on YouTube on how to fade and how to get fire results every single time. Consistent results. We're gonna say consistent results every single time. So make sure the camera can see. Yep. Half guard. A 1.5 guard. My bad. We almost messed up. This is the smallest guard that comes in your clipper pack. And look how that just came out, just like that. Still got a little bit over here. See how his hair goes this way? We're gonna need to turn our clipper sideways and fade against the grain. That was a nice little angle I had to explain to that. Boom. Just like that. We may need to point cut a little bit, just for detailing. This is a form of detailing. This is how you detail. Just like that. Turn it to the side. Tilt your head a little bit. Right there. I'm gonna knock this line out. Just like that. Look how simple. It's about understanding the hair. Understanding the hair texture. And boom, just like that, that line is gone. We can open up our lever all the way. Turn our clippers to the side and just detail. Break down these little clumps and little clusters of hair so the blend can be a lot more smoother. That's all we're doing. That's all anybody ever does whenever they detail. It's all it's ever meant to do with detailing, just making the blend look a lot more smoother. Breakdown technique. We're gonna rake all this. On somebody with thicker hair, if this was like a number 2 guard, 3 guard, you can rake down from that, but you don't want to press down too hard. You just want to lightly graze the head, just to get that blend in there. That's something I'm going to have to show you in a different video or a separate video. But right now, this hair is about a 1.5 guard. So you always want to stop at a certain point whenever you're raking down, because this hair, if you get too close like this, it will go through the hair and make a line. And we don't want our client to look like he got a part or a design in the back of his head. Make a client mad, never come back. So we just, proceed accordingly. Make sure you know where you're at in the blend. And with this, it's blending out or, smoothing out the blend. And you are moving down the same exact way we blend. It's the same exact thing. You're moving down in the blend. Notice how I'm opening up the level and I'm going back up just to touch up a few more spots. And we're just moving down. We can detail all the way up here. I'm lightly touching the hair up here. I'm not really digging in for real. Because this is not the lever open spot. This down here is the lever open spot. But we're detailing with the lever open. We're lightly touching it, using the corners of our clipper. Splitting and breaking down all of this hair. And this came out a nice, clean back taping, as y'all can see. Boom. All right. So what we're gonna do now, we're gonna do the lineup process for the back. We're only gonna show the front, one side of the back, and then we're gonna do the front. So what I'm about to do now, I'm about to clean the perimeter of his lineup with some alcohol swabs. Do the same exact thing to this side. And then I'm gonna use my holding spray, and then we're gonna blow dry everything on cold air. Boom. We have a Dyson now, which I'm very excited about. Blow dry everything on cold air, and then we're gonna show y'all one side of the lineup, just so y'all can see. So yeah, what we're gonna do, we're gonna create baby hairs. So we're gonna get our 1.5 guard. We might need to go lower than our 1.5, who knows? First we're gonna comb his hair out. Comb his lineup out. Whenever y'all doing the lineup, you wanna make sure you do not have pins, or let me make sure y'all can see a little bit more. I know there's kind of like dark, I want to say. Well, it's look dark on my end, so it might not be dark on y'all's. Comb all this out, but this creates tension. This pulls the scalp back, and whenever you let this out, the lineup will be crooked. You don't want to line a person up like this and then take this out and then their lineup all wobbled up now. So this is only meant to cut the hair down. Just this part right here. We're gonna use for his lineup whenever we start his lineup. We're gonna be using these Velcro things right here. Boom. Shout out babies. Free promotion. And we're gonna take the hair down. We're gonna start by taking the hair down right now. 1.5. Boom. This is the guard above the 1 guard and below the 2 guard. Taking it down this length is because we took everything else down with this length. So why not take this down? A 1 guard will be more manageable, but it'll be a lot lower than the rest of the hair. Or you can start off, which I'm about to show y'all, with this 1 guard. This 1.5, then boom, switch to the 1 guard. Start the lever halfway open or halfway closed, whatever you desire, is both the same thing. And just touch the front of his line. Taking it down a little bit, and my bad for the phone. All right, y'all, for the neck lineup, we're gonna be using our Stylecraft Instincts. Ooh, Stylecraft Instincts, the best clippers in the world. What they look like, they the best, for real. I really like how these look, bro. So, I don't really think I got these to like hit yet, so we're about to test them out, try them out. And we're gonna be doing this back lineup right here. Make sure everything is, touch everything, make sure everything is dry, okay. So, I'm gonna start about right here. And it looks like they do hit, maybe, who knows. It's really hard to replace in wall them high-vis clippers. It's really hard to compete with them right now. Those are my all-time favorite for right now. Very good clipper, and it hits all the time. But these are like they getting the job done. Don't y'all think? No? That right there. They're like they're doing a pretty decent job. The thing about these, they cut through anything. Any bulkiness of hair, they're just cutting straight through it. Just like that. Now everything below, we get this off. Brush down, make sure we get all these little lingering hairs, because we do not want that right there on a day-to-day basis, just like that. And now we're gonna meet them. Just like that. And that is my process for the back neck area. Pretty easy, pretty simple, a nice little curve. It all correlates with each other. Boom, a nice transition into the back. Now we're gonna do the other side. Keep in mind when doing the other side, you wanna make sure these are identical so it could look nice and, you know, tapered in the back. You don't want one, let me show y'all, let me zoom this out. You don't want one way over here or one cutting into what you call it. See, y'all can see when I did that. If it was to make it cut in too far deep, the tape will look off. It will look unsymmetrical, we're gonna say that, or uneven. I'm just gonna say uneven. I don't really like the word symmetrical, I ain't gonna lie to you. Even. simple words so people can understand. Even though symmetrical is a simple word, the same exact thing to this side. Just to be safe, you can start out a little bit over and then work your way in. But that looks like it'll be good right there, don't y'all think? Maybe a little bit more cutting in for real. But we're gonna do that off camera, then we're gonna show you the lineup steps and processes today. So what we're gonna do now is identify the strong side and the weak side. What y'all can do if y'all have these, just make sure the hair is out the way. Don't add no tension. Just right there, just clamp the hair together just like that. Don't pull the hair back or nothing like that. Put your head up for me, right there. You wanna make sure it's an eye level view, because when he goes home, he's gonna be looking into the mirror like this, not from this angle or this angle or that angle or down below. Make sure it's an eye level view whenever you're lining somebody up. So we're gonna identify which side is the strong side and the weak side. Obviously, I can see that this side grows the least amount of hair, so we're gonna make that the weak side. So what we're gonna do, we'll line up the weak side first and then match the strong side with the weak side. All right, put your head up right there. And you always start in the middle. I use the nose as a reference point, then work my way up. Right here. Just like that. You just work your way over. Simple. We're gonna switch trimmers, because these hit a lot more. Have to set perfectly. I will be getting the all black set that's coming out with that new clipper that Walt has. Work your way over with the left side of the clipper blade. The right side of the clipper blade. Stand back, make sure you look at the lineup. See if you need to make any micro adjustments or any adjustments at all. Go back in, make your adjustments. Stand back, make sure it's going straight, and work your way over. Continue the same exact process throughout the lineup. And now we connect it too with the vertical bars and the side. Just like that. Alright. Now we're going to connect these two during the C-cup. So we're going to start from the bottom and go up from the point with the most amount of hair. Then when it starts to get too thick, when you feel like you're reaching into that, just make a strong curve over. And then boom. Just like that, a nice, perfect C-cup. Just start from the middle and work your way over, only using the left side of the trimmer now. Take a step back, look at the lineup, so you can make any adjustments if needed. Alright, the human has to, lean down or lean up, so want to make sure we're going in the same exact path, a straight line. Go and see where the lineup coming down at, turn your client. Go right here with a vertical bar at on the other side, slightly twist the clipper, and then connect it to you. Very simple, very easy, just like that. Now we're gonna measure the size with our rhino comb. If you don't know that, I'm gonna tell y'all in the next video, and then we're gonna make our C-cups evenly and match, because that is important when making an even haircut or a symmetrical lineup. Go to the lineup. Do about 5 sprays or 3 sprays. It all matters how you got your compressor gun kind of coming out. Some come out stronger than others. You don't want to make it come out too much. And all this does is just make the lineup pop out a little bit more. Don't need too much. You need to check every single time that you do this. Because sometimes it just looks like it's not enough, then you spray a little bit more, then it wind up being too dark. So you really want to lock in and just spray a little bit, take the card away, and that was perfect right there. Do the same exact thing to the other side. Because you can wind up putting too much of this, trust me. You very much can. I see it every single day. Right there. Do it at a nice little distance. Spray some, take the card away. Spray some, take the card away. Now we do this curvature part right here. And this is a Tune 45 card. They have other cards out there, but I really like this one. I mean, it's nothing specific, it just has this little curve part and, you know, just help me get my angles. Just like this. Boom, boom, boom. Y'all can kind of see the smoke coming out of his head from the enhancement. It's crazy. I like it. Alright, y'all, so this is the end of the cut right here. A nice, clean, low tape. We're going to spin them around for y'all with your head down a little bit. Right there. We're going to try to get these angles for y'all. Boom. Left side. Front of the line up. Hopefully don't hit the camera stand. Alright. But it's HYB. If you're not handling your business, what you're doing. And we out. All right.
Danny, please don't do anything crazy.